Now we are currently going to work on multiplying and dividing rational expressions. You should have the second worksheet and be ready to go. We're going to start off with problem number 1. It says multiply and dividing rational expressions. Well, this sort of looks like the last worksheet we did. Dividing here still means simplifying. So what we're going to do is we're going to put, according to the commutative property, like terms together, group them together. So 16 is going to go over 12. X squared is going to go over x to the 5th. And y to the 7th is going to go over y to the 3rd. And 1 over z to the 4th. We're going to simplify. So negative 16 over 12 gives us negative 4 over 3. X squared over x to the 5th gives us 1 over x cubed. More x's in the bottom. Y to the 7th over y to the 3rd gives us y to the 4th. It's at the top. And 1 over z to the 4th. Okay, all of this is multiplying. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply straight across the top. And when we do that, we're going to get negative 4 times 1 times y to the 4th. This is all we have at the top. At the bottom, our coefficient is 3. Our variables are x to the 3rd and z to the 4th. And we have divided, simplified. Same thing. So what I would like for you to do is you're going to try number 2 and you're going to try number 3. I'm going to give you a slight hint with number 2. You are going to have to factor and pull out a GCF. All right, in this section we're going to be multiplying. And so we multiply, same rules. What we need to do is we need to make sure that we factor everything. So let's see, number 4. Let's write this out. We have 4, and then we have x squared y times 6xz squared all over 2 z squared times 20 y to the 4th. All right. And so let's rearrange and put all of like things together. So 4 and 6, these are our numbers on the top. X squared times x, those are variables on the top. Y is by itself and z squared is by itself. On the bottom, we have 2 and 20. We put together our numbers, our variables, no x's, but we do have z squared, and we have y to the 4th. All right, so now that we have everything situated and organized, it's easy for us to multiply. So 6 times 4, this is going to give us 24. X squared times x is going to give us x to the 3rd, y, and z squared. On the bottom, 2 times 20 is 40, z squared, and y to the 4th. Now, is this simplified? No, it's not simplified completely. So now, let's put our numbers together. 24 over 40. We have x to the 3rd, no x's in the bottom. We have y to the 1st and y to the 4th at the bottom. We have z squared at the top and z squared at the bottom. All right, let's see what we can get. Final answer, 24 over 40 reduces to 3 over 5. We have x to the 3rd, no x's on the bottom. We have y to the 1st and y to the 4th. That leaves us with y to the 3rd on the bottom. And z squared over z squared cancels out. So our final answer is 3x to the 3rd over 5y to the 3rd. Okay. So I want you to try 5 and 6 on your own. Pause the video and then come back and we'll keep going down the sheet. All right, take a look at number 7. Number 7, take a look at this sign here. We're multiplying and we have to factor first. So let's factor out a and 3 and 3 and negative all over a minus 3 times, let's factor out, this is going to be a and a, 6 and 3 and positive 6, negative 3 all over. This is already factored, a minus 3, that quantity squared. So here we go. What we can do is we can go ahead and write this as one big fraction when you're multiplying. So this is a minus 3, this is a minus 3, and then we're going to go and pull this down right here, and we get a minus 3 and a plus 6. On the bottom we have a minus 3, and then we have a minus 3, and because this is squared, it's like writing it twice, so I'm going to go ahead and write it again, a minus 3. Let's cancel from top to bottom. So we have an a minus 3 that cancels with an a minus 3. We have an a minus 3 that cancels with an a minus 3. Oh, and an a minus 3 that cancels with an a minus 3. So our final answer is a plus 6. It's a lot of factoring, a lot of factoring. So good luck with the factoring. However, number 8 here, this is a difference of cubes, so I would like for you to look that up, how to factor that. Go back in your notes or look it up online. You'll do 8 and 9. I want to see the best you can. I want to see it factored, GCF and everything, all work shown before you turn it in. All right, so now we want to add to this dividing. And so what I want you to notice is that when we divide, we basically multiply the numerator by the reciprocal of the denominator. So let's get started. Here's your example. We're going to take 28 p squared q to the 4th, and we're dividing it by 4p q to the 4th 5r. Now what I like to do when I have something with a fraction, a numerator and a denominator, is I go ahead and make a denominator of 1. So according to our rules up here, we're going to keep the numerator, which is 28 p squared q to the 4th over 1, and we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator. So now 5r is on the top, and 4pq to the 4th is on the bottom. So now what we're going to do is we are going to write it as one big fraction. So this is 28 p squared q to the 4th times 5r over 4pq to the 4th. Keep going, let's simplify. Numbers on the top together, commutative property, that's 28 times 5 together. P squared by itself, Q4 by itself, and R by itself. On the bottom we have 4, we have P to the 1st power and Q to the 4th power. So if you see what I see, Q to the 4 and the Q to the 4, that's going to cancel out. We have P squared over P. We'll be able to simplify that. 28 times 5, 140 divided by 4 gives us 35. So we have 35. P squared over P gives us P, and then we have R at the top. That means nothing is at the bottom, and this is our final answer. So it takes work. So you're going to factor, and then if you're dividing, you're going to multiply it by the reciprocal of the denominator. All right, one more. Oh, wow. So we're going to do number 12, and we're going to factor. So x squared minus 16 is x plus 4 times x minus 4 over, let's factor. This is a perfect square trinomial. So this is x minus 5 times x minus 5. So that is this part right here, and we're going to multiply it by the reciprocal. So we're going to multiply it by the reciprocal. So x squared minus 3x minus 10 is going to be x and x. And then 5 and 2, negative with the 5, positive with the 2. And on the bottom, 3x minus 12, the only thing we can do is pull out a GCF, and it's going to be x minus 4. Wow. But look what we have. We actually could write this as one big fraction, x plus 4 times x minus 4 times x plus 2 times x minus 5. All over everything in the denominator, which is x minus 5, and x minus 5. We have a 3 right here. Let's just go ahead and put that 3 out here in front. And then here we go back to x minus 4. Cancel from top to bottom. Let's cancel. We got an x minus 4 and an x minus 4. I got an x minus 5 at the top and one x minus 5 at the bottom. You can only cancel 1 to 1. Okay, let's see what we have left. We have left at the top x plus 4 times x plus 2. What do we have at the bottom? 3 times x minus 5. Final answer. All right, the rest is for you. You have to practice this.